Pink stuff. What? No beer?
Apparently not.
Huh.
Well, it is kind of on topic. It looks like I've been given a pint of pink facts. No alcohol.
Oh no! What's the point of that then?
I guess it means I must be on the anti-cholesterol highway again.
Okay.
Joy.
Maybe movie. Join us.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Maybe Movies. We are here, as always, in Delirium. What once started off as a sanctuary from the
unspecified virus of unknown origin.
and has now become our own tiny little platform against the culture war.
Indeed.
Yes. Hello, my name's Max.
Oh, and I'm Sam. Hi.
And if you were with us a couple of weeks ago, you'll know that it's about to kick off.
It's kicking off!
Yeah. You realise I have absolutely no idea how this is going to go.
Same. I wrote down some notes so I could say that I wrote something down.
Okay.
That's about as far as I got. Again, thank you to our friend DanielsTales from the Horror Fans social media platform Slasher, who suggested this one for us to do, or rather he put it up on it as a post, and I was like, dude, you can't put that up there knowing that I do a show where we mash up movies and not expect us to give it a crack.
It just had to be done.
Absolutely. So if you're still in the dark, then yes, we are going to be mashing together Disney's 70s classic Bedknobs and Boomsticks.
Indeed. And Army of Darkness.
I have a couple of questions before we begin, and the first one is I can't believe that we didn't discuss it in the pitch meeting.
What's that?
Is it a musical?
Oh God. Oh God.
Before we even start. I'm happy not, because I think, did we say before, I'm sure even you said it, it's a film with songs.
It's not driven by, this narrative isn't driven by the songs.
No.
I think at some point we should have a nod to it. We should have someone burst into songs and have Ash just go, knock it off!
That's exactly what I was about to say as well. Yes, fantastic. So, at the moment, we are starting this one I'm on 0 stars.
So yeah, me too, 0 stars, yes.
So, fresh slate. Okay, but yeah, no, I agree. As we said before, we've got essentially all of the cast from Bedknobs and Boomsticks, with just Ash added into it, and we just got to figure out where he pops up into it, which we'll do in a minute.
Yes.
I did wonder, just thinking ahead, do we want in this setup that we don't include the Necronomicon itself and essentially replace it with the spells of Astaroth?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're doing our own thing, but at least that gives us tacit consent, or rather, that tacitly doesn't mess with continuity.
Also, it gives Ash the opportunity to go, great, another damn book.
Yes, absolutely, yes. I did also wonder as well, and again, don't have to, just spitballing things I hear. There was a couple of characters in this who I thought, because we're saying that the area where it's going to be set is the 40s equivalent of where he was in the past.
Yeah.
Is there the possibility that one or more characters may be descendants of people that he met in the past? I did toy with the idea he's actually Miss Price, his own descendant, because Sheila then went on to have his kid after he left.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, because the story's got a lot in it, and I don't know if that's just adding another element. I don't know.
Because the other one that I had an idea about was Priest or the Reverend.
Mr. Jelk.
I know. It's so bad. I can't believe they called him Mr. Jelk. If you know, you know.
I don't.
Okay.
Is this something you'd like to explain later?
I can explain it now, I don't care.
Okay.
So, Jelk, or Jelking, is, I believe it's originally Arabian in origin.
Right.
But it's a series of massage exercises designed to maximize what you have in the trouser department.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So moving on, and we haven't even started yet. Oh god! But yes, he was the other one that I thought. Again, could he possibly be one of, like, the descendant of the wise man?
Yeah, he could be. I mean, we could do something like that.
So first things first, I'm assuming then we get the same opening with, and that kind of actually works with the sort of the Bayeux Tapestry type opening, with just occasionally in the background him asleep in the background.
Yeah.
Or you could even start it from the picture. You know, like the picture that was in the Necronomicon of him holding the chainsaw aloft, and then charting the events leading up to present day, which is August 1940. In terms of how we get Ash back, I wondered, the captain that turns up, is it Captain Greer, isn't it?
You there! Which way to Pepperidge Eye?
Yes, I haven't noticed the names of any of the military people, I'll be honest. I didn't write them down.
I know, or he's the only one that I noticed, but I wonder when Captain Greer turns up, are they doing some kind of demolitions manoeuvres up near the old castle? And that's what wakes Ash up. I mean, the other way that I was going to suggest of doing it, you know, at the end of Army of Darkness when he's doing the drops.
Yeah.
And there's a bit where he hears the noise and he stops and looks.
Yeah.
In our version of it, he gets half a drop. And so rather than taking the extra one, he just takes one more. That's why he wakes up 50 years early.
Oh, right. Right.
Would it be the other way to do it?
Yeah. I kind of had it in my head that maybe they wake him up.
So events
that
start...
they find him.
Okay.
I was possibly thinking that Miss Price might use a spell to wake him up. That was my way of getting around the issue with the potion. But what do you think? I mean, obviously...
I'm easy on. I don't mind any of those options. How they discover him, I think, is my question there. How are we? You know, what are they doing up there to find him in the first place? Is it stuff has started happening already and they wake him up because of it, or are we going with the usual thing? Is that the curse seems to follow Ash, so nothing starts happening until Ash wakes up?
I don't know. I don't know if it works, but I was vaguely thinking that it would be the bit when the kids try to run away.
Okay, carry on.
And they end up in his cave, probably running away from Miss Price.
That works, so they spot her and go, "Oh Christ, she's a witch," and run. And so she follows them on the broom.
Yeah, and they end up in Ash's cave.
First blood to you, sir.
Oh, okay, thank you.
No, that works.
Thank you.
That works.
So that gives us the first few scenes.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, because we said Act 1 was going to go through till... until we get to Mr. Brown's townhouse, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's easy. So yes, we set up who those characters are, and we follow them through until okay. So they hang on a minute. I'm gonna have to reorganise now. Okay. Yeah, no, that's really nice because she has to follow them into the caves. They stumble across him, covered in cobwebs and stuff.
Yeah.
With the Oldsmobile.
I don't know if it works or not, but this is the bit when the kids try to sort of turn on her and try to blackmail her a little bit. But I'm kind of imagining instead of one of the kids getting turned into a rabbit, Ash gets a bit aggressive and gets turned into a rabbit. Okay.
So are we saying that once they find him, they bring him back to her? Is he still asleep?
I don't... Oh, right. Yeah. No, because waking up in a strange house, that would disorient Ash a lot.
Yeah. Because that would mean that we can bring in, where is it? Because I know that she uses it in Act 3, the all-purpose cut-off spell.
Oh, right, yes.
So uses that to counteract the effect of the sleeping potion.
Oh, well, there you go. You've actually written a reason for it to work.
Yeah.
Yay! I thought we were going to have to make up a spell, but you found one.
Yeah, because she uses it when her first attempt at substitutionary locomotion goes wrong.
Ah, of course.
Yeah, so they bring him back. wake him up with the spell. As we say, he's very disorientated, doesn't know where he is, doesn't know who all these, all these English people are. As you say, gets a bit leery and turns him into a rabbit.
Yeah.
A rabbit with a little metal paw. See, that suddenly makes me think of how are we going to put this little metal paw on this rabbit? I could just see Frank Cross.
Have you tried Staples?
Staples?
So we do still get the kids blackmailing her, but it's not just about the witch. It's, you found this strange man, you're hiding this strange man.
Yeah.
We'd still get them trying to bargain.
Come on, haggle. All right, I'll give you 10. That's more like it.
Which gives us the Bedknobs spell.
It does. Obviously, we've got Ash now as well. He wants to get home.
Yeah, exactly. So they've got double reasons to want to try to get to London.
The substitutionary locomotion spell, obviously, for her. But maybe Professor Brown has something
I'm
that
sure
can help
Professor
him.
Brown will know something.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That can help you.
Rattling through this very quickly.
Yes.
But I think we do need to start introducing the
Deadites?
Or the evil in some respect. Because my other thinking, again, with the thing with Captain Greer when he turns up at the beginning, because he literally turns up and then we never see him again throughout the entire film.
That's why I never bothered with his name.
Yeah, but I did think that my other option with this was ancient legends tell of some horrible thing that happened here hundreds of years ago. And he's here from military intelligence to try and find out if there's some way that they can use that, or if there's something that, can help them in the war effort and unlock something that he shouldn't.
Oh. Okay.
Again, I know it's deforming a lot, but again, we are in open territory, so we can do kind of what we like.
Well, I thought we'd already said that the idea is that Ash is the one who's bringing the curse.
I would say that was one of my other ideas.
It's like one or the other, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that was my other idea before we even started. Sorry, I'd just forgotten.
Oh, right.
I had it in my head, and I just wrote his name down as my cue to bring it up, and then I forgot to bring it up because we got sidetracked with other things. Just thinking about it now, because if he's going to be going off with them to there, at least it means we could start something happening back in whatever the name of the town is. I know it's supposed to be somewhere around in Cornwall, isn't it? Somewhere around there.
Yes, I can't remember where.
Even though at the very start they show the white cliffs of Dover, but there you go. But if we will get happy with that following in, so wherever he goes, Deadites start turning up.
Yes,
Okay.
that seems to make sense, because then it'd be like a complete mystery for them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, it'd be a mystery for them. Obviously, with him, he's going,
Nothing to do with it. So we get to London. We still happy with this playing through as it is? Because obviously we've got Ash as well now.
Well, I don't know. I mean, part of me thinks that we should introduce the Deadites as a punctuation to the end of the act.
Okay.
So maybe, there's the crowd that Brown is talking to, and maybe one of them turns whilst he's talking to Miss Price and everything, and we finally see what Ash is good for.
Oh, okay. I
don't know. It might be too early. Might be too early. I mean, part of me was thinking just having it with the Jerrys, but the Jerrys turn up so late in the story, it would be a bit of a left turn.
I know. So what about, we get a bit with him hawking, they grab hold of him, and obviously that's going to be a lot easier for them for this time, because obviously Ash is there as well. They go back to get on the bed, and then, from an alleyway or something, somewhere nearby, you get, one of the sewer lids, the sewer lid flips over, following down the alleyway towards the bed. Ash kind of goes, gets a shiver up the back of his spine, turns to look, and then the bed disappears, taking them to the townhouse.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So foreshadowing rather than absolute. Yeah. Good call.
We can even tie that in as well, because as they disappear, it kind of starts to retract. And there's, when we get to Portobello Road, and there's the two young women that come up and speak to Mr. Brown, the suggestion being they're supposed to be hookers. Well, they are in the side street.
I was thinking the Portobello Road scene might be a good time to...
But yeah, so we shadow that as it kind of retracts, we see them down an alleyway. So it will then... So we get the suggestion that it's going to go and possess them.
Yeah.
Which again, when we get to Portobello Road, we can jump into that a bit more. With regards to Ash, then, how are we tooling Ash up for this act? Because obviously, I take it he's still got the metal hand.
Groovy.
Yes.
And his boomstick with him as well. Would you be taking that?
He should have his boomstick.
Yeah, okay. Because obviously at some point later on, we can have a bit where he upgrades the hands with 1940s tech. But this gets us to his townhouse.
Yep.
And
The end of the act.
End of the act. That was the other place that we could do something with this as well, if we wanted to. But again, as you said, it may be a bit too early. When they go up to explore the nursery. And it looks like very much like a Victorian nursery. So,
oh, of course, where the kids go and look through the books and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we could possibly do something with that.
But that's getting ahead of ourselves.
It is getting ahead of ourselves, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We do get, in the end of this act, as you said, your lovely line of, oh God, not another damn book.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a book. No harm ever came from reading a book.
Brilliant. Okay, so far so good.
So far, so good.
Give us a couple of minutes and we'll be back with Act 2.
Indeed we will.
Okay, so we,
Yeah. Ugh, there's where it starts to get dodgy.
a little bit. So how do you think, Ash is going to be knowing, well, as soon as he finds out that she's a witch?
I don't know. I think he'll be okay. I mean, think about the wise man.
Yeah, that's true.
He might be surprised, but, you know, you don't look like a witch.
No, and she's probably going to have to tell him to mind his language.
Yes, hell yes. Yeah, that's something we should have mentioned in the first act. That's why I figured he'd end up getting turned into a rabbit. You know, he'd get all aggressive and rah, 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 rah.
Okay.
This is where we might have to slightly, I don't know if it qualifies as a full because movie, but we might have to say that there's possibly more than one spell in the missing pages of the book.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we don't have a reason for Ash to get invested. We know he can walk away from people if he's not invested. So if they think there's a spell that might help him in the
That
missing
might help
pages,
him get back, yeah, because he doesn't want to have to arse around for 50 years before he's back in his right time.
No, yeah, exactly. Yes, so we have the visit to Brown's house, you know, the discussion of the last spell and Brown's wonderful idea, which Ash is going to mock relentlessly.
Do we think at any point then, I mean, now's as good a time as any, for him to go, well, there's nothing to worry about, we win the war anyway?
I didn't think of that. I don't think it makes any difference, does it? No, but it'd be a cool little moment. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter, you're going to win. We're all going to win. No, because in 1940, America was refusing to have anything to do with it. So Ash and Brown would have a massive argument about how cowardly the Americans are.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
So they might even get into a bit of a shoving match.
Mr. Brown will try to do a bit of a shoving match and probably get knocked halfway across the room.
Yeah, probably.
And then you can say, well, what does it matter? It's only because we turn up, though you win anyway.
By the way, you're welcome.
Meanwhile, upstairs, in the nursery.
In the nursery, yes. Well, you said you had an idea about the nursery.
It's very clearly supposed to be like a Victorian-style nursery. And those are full of horrible things. So maybe the rocking horse.
Oh, right, yeah. Do you think the kids will notice it, or will they ignore it?
They might ignore it and think, oh, is Miss Price doing something? Until the head suddenly swings around and the eyes go wide.
Oh, right, okay.
Again, I don't know, is this too soon to do this here?
Yeah.
It's, as we said, it's infected by Sam Raimi, and Sam Raimi doesn't stand on ceremony.
Yeah. This is definitely a swallow your soul moment.
Absolutely.
Kids freak the hell out, run screaming down the stairs.
Are we still... I suppose we have to let Paul take the book.
Of course, yes. He has to have already found the book before that starts.
Fantastic.
Otherwise our story doesn't work.
Yeah. They scream and sort of run out the door. It pulls itself off and starts galloping after them.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no.
And we... Hey!
That's a nice little moment.
Yeah, they come steaming down the stairs.
You get into the second act and suddenly the whole thing goes screaming onto a track off on the left.
Yes, they come tearing down the stairs. This thing comes barreling into the room. And...
Boomstick.
Of course, yeah. Miss Price desperately looking through her book for something to try and get rid of it with. Obviously, Mr. Brown goes and dives behind a chair or something.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And then just... Which also adds impetus for them to need to leave, because somebody's going to have heard that.
Yes, at this point they need to hurry.
If we want to ramp this up a bit more, blows the head off the thing, the wood on the thing kind of almost grows another head, and he ends up having to fight it hand to hand, throws it out the window and sets off the unexploded bomb.
Oh yeah! Yeah, time to leave.
Yeah.
Time to leave.
Yeah. And where are they going to go?
Portobello Road.
Yes.
So I think this is the bit where Mr. Brown starts bursting into song. Mm-hmm. I just... What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, this isn't the time for a song and dance.
Yeah.
So if we time that with the point where the two young women come up to him, Ash, obviously, been asleep for quite a while.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
You got some sugar?
Oh, yeah, let's go down here. And they disappear down an alleyway.
And...
while they're still looking for the book. So, are we saying if it's possessed, they possess both of the young women?
I think it's dealer's choice. It doesn't have to be. It could be one of them, and we could illustrate the point by her basically eviscerating her friend.
Oh, yeah.
You know, no, we're not, this isn't Disney anymore.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So maybe then, if he's off with them, they know that he's staying out of trouble.
Yeah.
While they go look for the book.
Yeah.
And then this happens. What do you think? A bit of a chase through some like the back alleys and stuff of London? Obviously, they're still off looking for the book. Well, this is just we have like
not so much a chase, more like a tussle through the alleyways. And like I imagine they're using all of the detritus and trash of the alleyways as weapons. Mm-hmm. You know, breaking things all over each. You know, you've got Ash. You've got to have some crap broken over his head. You've got to have some pratfalls.
Yeah.
This is a good time to have them.
He gets the boomstick. He tries to shoot at one of them. He picks up like one of the old metal air raid warden's helmets.
Oh yeah.
Puts it on his head and ping. Something silly like that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're still looking for the book. Well, as soon as this starts happening, they'll know shit's gone down. We then get the introduction of Swinburne, isn't it? Swinburne, yep.
Which I didn't realise until the other day looking at my notes, but he's a spiv. Mm-hmm. So he's imitating an Italian style with a Jewish name.
Yeah.
It's just... I don't know. I don't know if they did that on purpose.
Probably.
You know? But, yeah, there you have it.
I did also make a note here as well when we do get to Portobello Road, when he sees the kids eating winkles and whelks.
Oh, yeah, that's
all horrible.
That's gross.
Jellied eels and stuff like that.
Oh, God, jellied eels.
No wonder you people were losing the war.
Yeah. So I imagine after the fight, he comes running back to them, and that would be around about the time that Swinburne approaches them.
Yes.
Just for convenience sake.
Yeah, there'll be probably some police running around because somebody's been firing off guns.
Yes.
And so, then now's a good time to go.
Yeah, it's about time we got out of here.
Yeah.
It's covered in black shit.
Yes. That'd be brilliant. We'll even put it in as a thing that every time something happens, they have to change his clothes. Certainly for this bit when he has to go back into polite society. But obviously whatever they give him is going to be a pair of kind of brownish trousers and a blue shirt.
Of course, yeah, whatever it is, it'll end up being the same.
So we go and see the bookman.
Yes, we do. And this bit's going to go a little bit differently.
I think so, yeah.
Because obviously when Swinburne pulls out the knife, Ash is going to be...
brings a knife to a gunfight.
Exactly, yeah. So we meet the bookman, or bookman, whatever his name is, and... how do we want this to go down? Well, while you're thinking about how we want this to go down...
Oh, okay.
Do you want this one or shall I do it?
No, you do it.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, it's about that time of the proceedings where we leave everything to one side for our usual shout-out. And this one is going to be for some really, really good friends who have been doing loads of wonderful stuff themselves and also been really wonderful and beautiful people in their support of us. If I point at that, the people in question will know who I'm talking about. So this is for Alex, for Michael, and the other guy, sorry, I don't know your name, from Last Dog Films, who have been doing some wonderful stuff recently. If you haven't seen their Ghostbusters parody, Ghost Blusters, then please do go and check it out. It's fantastic, and there may be some familiar faces in it.
Just slightly.
They do let us out occasionally. So yeah, guys, thank you very much. Do check out their channel, especially at the moment, because their short that they did for Halloween last year, Momo, which went viral. I know it's got well over 1 million views, isn't it? I can't remember.
Yes, it's 1.6, 1.7.
Yes. So they are planning on doing a follow-up to that, for which they're currently running a Kickstarter. So check out their channel. Again, there'll be a link up here somewhere, and also in the description below to see how you can support them and get Momo 2 off the ground. But as always, guys, thank you for all your support, and keep saying it, there are seats reserved on the sofas for you when you've got time.
Thank you.
So yeah, how do we see this going down? I think we've had some action. They're doing the bits with the books. I've got to say, one of them needs to be possessed, if not both of them.
Oh, I'm not thinking. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Kind of like Bookman being possessed.
The old man, yeah.
Yeah. You will never have the pages. And also just crazy old man going, and doing that weird thing.
How are we doing this? Are we going to do this that he's already possessed when they get there? or it happens...
Well, it's like you can never really tell in the other movies exactly when people get possessed, can you?
No, because it's like the
So
old...
he could already... But he just...
Yes.
There we go. Click my fingers eventually.
Yes.
You know, just
turns.
turn. Yeah.
So should it be that rather than doing the kind of the very sort of mutual exchange, he just wants the book from her?
Right, yeah, no, I was thinking about this and I just suddenly realised, because with that bit when they kind of do that cooperative thing,
yeah,
it might actually be better if it was Swinburne. Then they're all focused on the book, and then the voice, "You'll never have it, you will never," and grabs the pages.
Pages don't mean squat.
Yes, that works. Yeah, that works a lot better. And he jumps, so he kind of levitates in
also,
the air.
we get to turn Bruce Forsyth into a deadite.
I know. The dancing deadite.
Little goody two shoes, little goody two shoes, little goody two shoes, little goody two shoes, little goody two shoes.
So it's kind of turning it on his head, because obviously Ash stopped Mr. Brown from doing a song and dance.
Yeah.
But now we get the we get the dancing deadite in this tiny basement. But of course, because he is a deadite, maybe he kind of gets his foot underneath the desk and flips the desk at them so they all scatter.
Yeah.
So he can Discord, saying that he does the thing, so he grabs hold of, picks up Bookman and throws him against the wall, and because he's grabbed hold of him, he then gets turned as well.
Forcing them to retreat and quickly do the Bedknob spell.
Would Ash, though, leave them like that? Because if he goes, they're going to run amok. Ash, he is a coward, but he does, he will do what needs to be done when it,
Oh, I don't know, because he will run when he's outnumbered. That's why I was thinking, well, now it's, and the kids, and I'm just thinking, I don't know, I mean, I suppose I was just thinking of moving the plot along, but you're right.
So, obviously, we have to allow for Miss Price being there as well.
Well, that's the thing. I kind of want to see Ash being a coward so that later on we can... I know we've already done that in Army of Darkness, but that's his nature. He runs away from things, but eventually faces up to them.
True. Yes. Sorry. I know but
you.
No. It's a good point to be reiterated, definitely. See, I think we should definitely do this. Miss Price turns one of them into a deadite rabbit.
Oh! With big pointy teeth!
That rabbit's dynamite.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, so, sorry, was that, I don't know if that...
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Because the other way that we could handle this is, as a result of this fight that ensues in the basement, the building comes down. So that's their other impetus to get away, and they get buried in the rubble.
Oh, okay, that works. That works. Yeah.
Although we could even have...
It allows Ash to be a coward whilst not having too many unnecessary consequences.
Or we could, as I said, we turn one into a deadite rabbit, the rabbit jumps onto the bed, so the deadite rabbit comes with them to the island of Bumbu. What do you think? So as the bed disappears, it jumps up underneath, so it's hiding under the bed.
Yeah. I'm sorry. We've got to. We've got to remember this is no longer a Disney film.
No,
we've just got to go balls to the wall. All right, okay, but we've got to move on.
We do.
To the island of Nabumbu.
Yes.
And the lagoon.
So we get, was it Mr. Cod, don't we?
Yes. We can actually move things along because, like, bobbing along, there's a whole song here. Are we avoiding the songs from this point? Are we ditching I kind of like the idea of having the first act, it starts off and you get the old Home Guard song and stuff, and then halfway through it, Ash just goes, no.
If you want to include bobbing along, is... when they escape from the basement, Ash takes the clock on the head from a piece of falling masonry. So in this bit, he's unconscious. And they probably say, yeah, let him sleep, because of the influence that he's been having.
Yeah, that's great. Great. That works. Yeah.
So we could have him waking up sort of towards the end, like, oh, what's going on? And he's got bubbles coming out of his mouth. What's this? He's underwater. Checking his boomstick for rust.
Yeah. And then we get Sailor Bear. At which point, Ash is probably going to freak out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's that knock on the head. Yeah, you guys are fine, but everybody else is a cartoon. What's going on?
What's the name of the bear? Cartoon.
What, Baloo?
No, not Baloo, not from the Jungle Book. The cartoon bear.
Yogi Bear?
Yogi Bear! Yeah, there's got to be a Yogi Bear joke.
Yeah, of course. That was Where's Boo Boo and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep, fantastic. As they drag the bed up onto the shore, do we see the rabbit hopping off?
Yeah, now speaking of which, what are we going to do with the rabbit? Because obviously it depends what happens with the next few scenes of what we do with the rabbit. Because that's could potentially change things.
Yes.
Because obviously in the original script, the bear takes them to meet the king. They offered to referee the football game, and we have the football game. I mean, I kind of want to have the football game, but I don't know if the scenes are going to go the same. Where are we going to bring the rabbit into the proceedings?
The thing to remember with the rabbit as well is that because her spells don't last very long, at some point he's going to turn back into a deadite.
Oh, yeah. So you were saying we have that scene where the rabbit hops off the bed and hops into the undergrowth, and then... and just wanders off into the jungle, and then we'll bring it back.
But it's entirely possible that we'll end up...
Just leave it as a joke?
Or just leave it... Yeah, it's eventually going to destroy the island of the Bamboos. But obviously we do need to get some cartoon deadite animals in here at some point.
Well, you see, this is our opportunity, because after this, everything turns back to normal reality.
Okay, so I think then what we should bring it back in then...
I'm thinking during the football match.
It's on one of the sides of the... Yeah, it turns up...
It invades the pitch.
We can have them, because it was the one thing that they didn't do in the football match is there's no substitutions. So it runs in as a sub for one of the sides in the game.
All right, yeah.
But before we get to that, we're not quite there yet. So we get meeting the king.
Yes.
So are we still going to get Mr. Brown having his moment, or is Ash going to interfere?
We should give Mr. Brown his moment. It's a terribly British thing and it needs to happen. I'm figuring that Ash is going to come along and save Mr. Brown when the Deadite gets involved in the game.
Okay.
So they both get their moment. I think is where I'm going with it.
Probably some, again, disparaging remarks from Ash about soccer.
Yes.
It's not proper football and all this kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. He says that before the match, and then he sees how they play, and he's like, "Oh, okay, maybe I was wrong."
Definitely. But yeah, so we get the start of the match.
Yeah.
I just love the vultures. Are fantastic.
Oh, they're always so disappointed, aren't they? Yeah.
Lunch! Oh, no. Football match starts, as we say. They rush in. As I said, one of the animals, probably on the blue team, gets injured, so they have to take him off. And then you'll get... I don't know, maybe it's thrown something off so it looks like some kind of animal. It's got something over its hood, and then as a result...
So it's kind of like wandering along, but you can imagine how this looks in the film. It's got an animated animal skin draped over it, kind of pretending to be an animal.
Yes! Yeah. And then you just get the cartoon rips.
Yeah.
As it kind of pulls itself out of the skin. Yeah. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. I love it. Oh God, not again. And do we want to allow them that it's been it's a jungle island. So all the trees start and again the animation goes...
Oh, because the longer they're there, the more stuff happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the animation goes from like Disney animation to like the Dark Forest from The Secret of Nim. So yeah, the animation suddenly starts changing. Yeah.
I think we should be getting out of here, guys.
Yeah. But obviously you need to save Mr. Brown, so he has to go onto the pitch and help out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm figuring that at the end of the day, it's going to end in the same result.
We've kind of, this whole thing now, it's kind of become a bit of a chase movie. They're kind of leapfrogging from one thing to another. Are we going to say that they're just going to use the confusion to grab the star and run? Because otherwise, again, we've put ourselves in a position where if things is starting to affect the whole island, how are they going to be able to turn that back?
Well, it's one of those things that we've got to kind of, for ourselves, for the sake of our logic, we've got our own jail-free card because the curse is following Ash. So when Ash leaves,
right,
the Deadites will follow.
Right, yes. True. Well, yes. I like that.
No? Oh, no. We just need to maybe show it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like as they're leaving, the trees start to just slowly start to demonify.
De-demonify.
I know words.
Undemonify.
Yes.
We're making up words all the time now.
I know words. I know lots of words.
That's what I did in my post about the 60k views. I just put spoing. I'm so happy I thought I'd make up a word. So it should be Miss Price saying, we think we know what's happening here to the king. Don't worry, when we leave, you'll all be safe.
I was thinking they would realise it after they get back.
Okay.
Because
is Biakuaz.
that would be part of the impetus for Ash's role in the third act. And I'll be honest, I'll lay this out now because I want to hear your response. I was thinking it would be quite similar to Professor Brown's, that he will remove himself, but then realise that the curse is going to keep affecting people no matter what he does.
I mean, what we can also do at this point as well, I know we're still in the movie at the moment, but because we've got license to do so, we can start bringing the Germans in at this point as well.
Yes.
Rather than leaving them till Act 3, we can see them offshore.
I think we need to foreshadow it.
So maybe they come ashore.
I'm saying that Ash is going to leave before Mr. Brown does.
Okay.
So he's not there when they test the spell and things like that, but he's taken himself off somewhere. And I don't know. Does this work? See, I was thinking I was foreshadowing his cowardice.
Okay, so one second. Just going to step back 1 minute. So we get the same sleight of hand to get the star.
Yes, why not?
Yeah, we give them some agency as well.
You know, Ash has been very useful in this story. We need to let Brown be useful too.
Of course. And then they jump back on the bed and leave, obviously, with the key, and gets turned into a rabbit and all that kind of thing. I'm assuming then during the course of the football match, then he kills what was the demon rabbit.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Just so we know that's been tied up.
Yeah, it's tied up. It's no loose ends.
Just again, sorry, I know slightly backtracking, but in that fight, even though he's back in his human form, at some point, these big demonic ears, he grows them.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We should have some fun with it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Probably have some fun with it. But I think that brings us to the end of Act 2.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Unless you want to add anything else in there.
Ash leaves because we said they were hoping to find another spell, weren't they? Maybe because they got the two halves of the book, there's the spell to put him back to sleep for a few decades. So he goes back to the Oldsmobile to go back to sleep.
You said we have to have a scene with him fucking up a spell.
And that's the spell that he fucks up.
Yeah.
That brings the Army of Darkness back.
Yep. Have that start.
Yes.
That's one. But this is the end of Act 2. We have to end the act here.
Yes, we do. So so we get him leave, and then almost immediately afterwards, Mr. Brown goes.
Yeah.
And that's where we are. Fantastic. We'll be back in a moment.
Indeed, we will.
I've had an idea.
You've had an idea?
I've had an idea. Just very quickly, leaping back into the end of Act 2, Ash goes back to his cave, to go back to the Oldsmobile and go back to sleep. Gets captured by the Germans. Because he's got a spell, rather than the drops to put him back to sleep, he goes, he's going to recite the spell thinking that he's going to put all of them to sleep, and then he'll deal with it when he wakes up in 50 years' time. Misspeaks the words, not only awakening the Army of the Dead, but then we can use the German commandant as the new commander of the Army of the Dead.
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, I figured the Germans were going to be a part of the Army of the Dead.
Yeah, but it was just a good way to put them in that situation. He thinks he's doing the right thing, messes up the spell, that awakens them and curses the Germans as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just do the possession of the Germans, straight away?
Yeah, well, certainly the ones that are in that location, and then they can possess the others as they come along.
I mean, obviously, we don't want to possess all of the Germans.
No. Because, it might be a nice little bit where we've got them fighting side by side with the Home Guard.
Oh, you want to bring the Home Guard into it? Okay.
Well, they turn up anyway, don't they, at the end?
Yeah, but only at the very end.
But again, we've got
you want to bring them properly into it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's a nice touch. First of all...
Ooh, no, sorry.
Ooh, no, sorry, what?
I just only remembered because we don't need to have the commandant because he's the one who sends them to the castle, isn't he?
Oh.
But we could have some Germans possessed now, and that's their entry point into...
Well, unless he's been possessed, but he's doing the thing where he's pretending to be normal for a while.
Yeah, that works just as well, yeah.
Little things he'll be talking to unpossessed soldiers and telling them to take them away to the castle. Mm-hmm. And as they wander off, he's just looking behind them and his eyes flip white.
Jack of clubs!
Fantastic. Okay, so sorry. Act 3. So Ash has done that, and that's happened there. They've taken them over at the house. We've already had the bit with them discovering the spell.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. We take that for granted because we need the spell.
It's a shame because I was half tempted to say, again, kind of riffing off of the original Evil Dead, but also I was thinking a bit of the end of Demon Knight. You get Paul there with the comic.
Oh,
Going
right.
through
Yeah,
it, because we haven't possessed any of the kids yet.
yeah. Oh, that's a very good point. You know, we've been leaving the kids out of this in a lot of it.
So I didn't know whether...
Oh dear, sorry folks, we've been missing an opportunity for torture.
Well, I mean, because he's still got the thing, so maybe we can do that when they get put in the castle. So maybe Paul's just sat in the background, just flicking through the comment, and it won't work!
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That is a nice touch. Ripping off another movie, but a nice touch.
Which obviously was going to be brilliant because Ash isn't here. It's just them.
Oh, so Miss Price has to deal with a...
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, Mr.
dead
Brown
end.
is there as well.
Oh, yes. Oh, no.
Because he turns up as the rabbit, doesn't he?
Oh, right. Well, right. In this case, it's dealer's choice. We decide whether it happens before he arrives or after.
Okay. Yeah, that's true, yeah.
You know, I genuinely thought we'd be using a bunch of Because movies, but we haven't.
No, not at all. So let's do it before he arrives.
Okay, well, I just think Miss Price hasn't had to face them. Brown has, Ash has, but she hasn't. And they're the trio of responsible adults in the scenario.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. Again, if we want to, as again we're ramping this up, we're in Act 3. That bit with Mr. Brown and the two Germans at the train station, one of them could be as well. As long as we're not taking it too far, are we happy that he does his little moment where he knocks them both out?
I think I'm happy with our little moment, because at this point he is completely unarmed.
Yes.
And if we even gave him one deadite,
we're going to lose him, yeah.
There's a good chance we'll lose him, or at least horribly mess him up.
Mm-hmm.
What? I don't know, we could do. How mean do we want to be?
If we wanted to be mean, we could use it as a way of bringing Ash back into the story that he comes and saves him. He's trying to get back in to find the others.
How did he get away from the Germans?
The Germans?
He did the spell.
Yeah, they all go possessed. So he's at
so they all go possessed.
Yeah, so he's at the Oldsmobile.
And so he just runs.
Either he just runs or he's at the Oldsmobile.
We forgot about the Oldsmobile. Yeah. He did seal himself in the cave with the Oldsmobile.
Yep. So
we don't. Take it.
Yeah,
take it. I completely blanked on that.
Yeah, no, we need the chainsaw. So obviously the town is going to be a bit different because you're going to have tombstones and stuff popping up out of the ground.
Yes, of course. Yes.
So at the start of the act, he's taking care of the Germans in the cave, and obviously, yes, he's running because the Army of Darkness are awakening again.
Yeah.
Oh no! So I suppose he would head for the house, wouldn't he? But you'd see the Germans before he gets there. So we just time it that he heads. So he follows the train tracks, then bring him to the train station. At the same time as Mr. Brown is facing off against those Germans.
And have them both arrive at the same time.
We could ramp it up so that Mr. Brown, maybe he knocks one of them out.
No, that works. It works. It's nice and neat. We're giving Miss Price her scene to face a deadite alone.
Yes.
But then they both arrive, the three responsible adults together. It's nice and neat. That works. It does work.
So we're gonna cut up a child?
I don't know.
Well, no, see, if Miss Price is going to deal with it, she'll deal with it differently. I think it'd be too cheesy to say that her all-purpose counterspell would do anything to possession.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's a part of me that kind of finds it funny that even though the spell doesn't work, it does affect the deadite.
Okay. And also because...
Like, maybe it can't quite keep moving.
Yeah. But also because that also factors in again, because didn't Mr. Brown say earlier in Act 2 that he tinkered around with the words. So the spells don't actually do what they were originally designed to do.
Really good point. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. And there's one for you as well, because I like that as well.
Oh, thank you.
It could almost be like half of him is normal, almost like Two-Face. Half of him is normal, half of him is possessed.
Oh, no.
So he's like trying to fight against himself.
Yeah, you can have a fight with himself. That would be brilliant.
Which does give the opportunity to, again, ape what happened in number 3, where they split in half.
Yeah.
If we want to. So that at least we get Paul back. And so we don't have to feel too terrible about carving up the other Paul.
If we want to be kind, that's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think so.
I mean, it's already established lore within the Evil Dead universe,
yes,
so we're not breaking any rules.
No. Would this then be the moment for her to do the substitutionary locomotion spell, and when the arm, when that comes to life, it cuts it to pieces?
Yes.
With Charles getting hold of Carrie and that, and just sort of keeping them... Is it Carrie?
Paul, Carrie and Charlie.
It is Carrie, yeah. So she doesn't have to see her little brother being hacked to bits.
Don't look, Ethel. Don't look.
Oh, blimey.
At this point, it's our finale. I mean, obviously, it's a big finale, but this is all just going to roll forward from this point, aren't we?
I would like to, if we can, in some way factor in what friend Daniel kind of suggested in the comments from the pitch meeting, which is that Ash fits some machine guns to the bed. So you've got Ash and Miss Price on the bed, Miss Price at the back. I suppose it could be the kids, so it should be the kids actually, because Miss Price will be on her broomstick, but Ash on the bed flying with machine guns.
Oh yeah,
With the kids controlling the bed, with Miss Price on her broomstick.
Oh, screw it. We can go mental at this point. We can go mental. We've still got two because movies, so I mean it doesn't really matter. So do you imagine the Deadite Germans and the Army of the Dead are going to meet up and march en masse, or do you think there'll be like two separate groups attacking from different directions?
I think two separate groups, because I think what we'll have to do is, because of all the commotion of the Army of the Dead coming in wake, that's going to notify the town a lot sooner. So when they come out from killing Deadite Paul, the town's starting to fill up and people are running around. What's going on? So then we can have Ash, or it could be Miss Price, one of the two of them, delivering a hearty speech to rally the crowd.
This is where we bring in the the Home Guard.
They bring in the Home Guard.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm with you.
And so the Home Guard, they'll do their duty, but it's like, but there's don't worry, we don't worry about the Army of the Dead, we've got that taken care of. And then all of these suits of armour and stuff start coming out of the castle.
Brilliant. So it's the suits of armour versus the Army of the Dead.
Yes.
And the people versus the Deadites.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We get them organising the people. It's a shame that we haven't got time for them to go and bring in the Oldsmobile, so we can do a bit of a prep montage again.
Oh, we haven't done a single montage. Yeah, but it's not
absolutely essential. Well, we can have a mini one now because prepping the bed.
Yes, of course.
And
yes.
Things like that.
Yes. Good call. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are technically spending a because movie.
Yes.
If we're putting machine guns on the bed, technically all of that kit would have been in Europe. Back then, that's why the Home Guard had pitchforks. They didn't even have enough rifles for them.
No.
So we're going to have to because movie that there is there's a reasonably large caliber weapon.
One of them has... I don't know. See, I mean, but I think it would have to be something obviously from World War One. That would have been in the museum, or that one of the guys, because they're all obviously all veterans from World War One, may have had something that.
If we want to make it work, machine guns were introduced in the 1880s. They were originally hand cranked weapons.
So they've got
think The Last Samurai.
Yeah.
So maybe they've got one of those museum pieces.
Yeah, I'm also thinking of.
It's still a because movie because it totally doesn't fit in Cornwall.
No, because I'm also thinking Fistful of Dollars. They've got a hand cranked Gatling gun in that.
Christ, and that was the
Yeah. So that's all like 1870s.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be 1860s, 1870s. But no, brilliant. Like it very a lot. So we get our little training montage while they're getting that set up. It will be a because movie, unfortunately. That Paul can use the knob to bring the bed to them because the bed's in the house otherwise, isn't it?
Yes.
They find another spell in the book.
Yeah.
So there'll be a lovely bit with the Germans in her house going, as the bed just suddenly disappears.
Yeah.
Do we want to bring Cosmic Creepers with the bed? I know there's no precedence for it, but I did just write down here, do we go full Grebo? Right. and try and use the transformation spell on him, and he turns into a weird cat man.
Oh,
or is that going a bit too far?
I don't know. I mean, at this part, we're
so
over the rainbow, baby.
Yeah.
We're over the rainbow.
Because the cat himself, he just makes me think that's probably what Grebo looked like, apart from the fact that he's got both of his eyes.
Yeah,
but he's a scrawny enough looking cat.
I don't know. Your call.
I kind of like it.
Okay, then let's do it.
Maybe Ash is trying to do one of the spells or something like Mr. Brown does when he looks in the mirror.
Yeah.
And Cosmic Creepers is in the background.
Yeah.
And he just turns around and...
Transmogrified cat. Why not?
So we're going to have our final showdown.
I mean, we can talk about details if we want, but this is going to be just a hilarious win.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's just going to be a hilarious win.
I think at some...
I can imagine... You like that? You like that? Get some! Get some!
At some point, for some reason, I can just imagine we get Mr. Brown juggling with some potato mashers.
Oh!
Yeah, and just... And then diving for cover as they all go off.
Oh, that sounds brilliant.
Usual kind of thing with the kids, probably just like firing stones with a sling or something like that, just to try and help out. Obviously try and stay out of the way. The thing about Miss Price, again, turning more of the Army of Darkness into rabbits. How are we going to... So, but I suppose the only thing we really need to decide is, how does this end?
Exactly. I was about to ask you the same question.
Okay.
I mean, they're going to win. The animated suits of armour versus the Army of Dead. The Army of Dead is going to lose.
Yes.
Plus the Home Guard, etc.,
Yes.
etc.
So, and if all of the Germans haven't been turned, I mean, we can at least allow that enough of the normal Germans get to the point where they're routed and then
Yeah, we could do a weird thing where, like, you know, a little bit of camaraderie. Just in a really bizarre situation.
Yes, yeah, that sounds really... I said I do like that.
Makes me think of that football game.
It's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't remember what they call it now, but yeah, that football game.
Yeah.
It was the first winter of the war, wasn't it?
It was, it was 1914, wasn't it? Yeah. How they win the day, I suppose, is
it goes how we want it to go. It really goes how we want it to go.
I suppose at some point the bed will get knocked out of the sky, so then at least we can get Ash in a bit more with the with his chainsaw and
Yeah,
with the
he has
shotgun
to
and all of that kind of stuff.
Be the proper hero.
I know what it is. Miss Price gets knocked out of the air. All of the suits of armour go down. So we get a moment like, oh my god, you know, the Army of the Dead start picking themselves back up again.
Yeah.
Klaatu, Virata, Nikto. He actually gets it right.
Gets it right. Oh no, that's a lovely touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Finally gets it right.
Yes. Maybe he gets a hit on the head or something and he's like, ah! And he gets it right and they just all fall down as well. All the Jedi's go, you see the thing, all the smoke disappears.
And just from my own little touch, then Professor Emilius Brown leads the charge of the Home Guard against the Deadites.
Oh, yes. Yes.
To finish the battle.
Yep. That works really nice because then what we get is, in the aftermath, the remaining Germans and Brits all down the pub.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Yeah, and then they part on good terms. Yeah, we'll be off.
Which I also like, because if we have Brown leading the charge, it does actually make it a bit of a less of a left field thing when he decides to sign up.
It does, yeah.
You know, it's like he finds his place in the world.
Yes. Oh, yeah. No, I do.
I'll take that one.
No, it's a nice touch, and it's a nice touch thematically as well, because it leads, you know, it fills in that gap from the original film.
Yeah, it's a bit of a leap from him being such a coward to him going and joining the war. That's a big leap.
It is, yes. The house still gets destroyed in the course of this, so she loses all of her spells. What do we do with Ash?
Right, well, this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier on. So there are extra spells in the back of the book. And we've got two ways we could do this. Could be that there's a spell that Brown never sent, or it could be that the star held not just the locomotion spell, but...
On the reverse side,
had another spell on it. A way of doing it, but it feels a bit cheap to me.
The only other way that I could see is trying to combine the travel spell with some form of time travel spell. So they use a variation of the travel spell to send him back into the future.
So we have a scene where we have Miss Price and Professor Brown sit down together to write the spell.
Yes.
And he's like, but it flows better this way. She said, no, but in the Latin it would be this. Oh, okay, well then maybe if we made it sound like that. And they write a new spell for it.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
I love it. So the question is, does it work? I mean, I suppose the one thing that we haven't kind of... No, we don't need to do that. I was just saying, because we're happy with the very Disney love interest between Mr. Brown and Miss Price.
Of course, we're happy with that.
We're not going to have her being bowled over by Ash's overt manliness.
She would find him so crude.
Yeah, that's true.
She would find him so crude. I think they should end up together. And for me, I feel like the ending we should have, like the very final scene of the film, should be the alternative ending from The Army of Darkness.
Yes.
Lady, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store.
So it's just him in the store telling this woman about his adventures in time. Yeah. And then the Deadites
dead up again. Yes. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I was like, I really didn't know how this was going to turn out.
Okay, so we're going to just take a couple of seconds, gather our thoughts, and we'll be back with our votes for this month. Okay, and we are back. Okay, so you said you're on 7?
I'm on 7, yes. You're on 7?
I'm on 7.
Do you want to go first this time?
Come on.
All right, okay.
It's tradition, okay, ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Well, there you go. Me first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I signed up for this because I thought it was hilarious. It was so ridiculous we had to do it. Then when we sat down, I thought, oh my god, it's gonna fall apart. It's gonna break. This was so much fun. This was so much fun. Yeah, no, it's a movie. It is totally a movie.
No prevarication. Yeah, absolutely, I agree, 100%. As always, this is our brainstorming first draft of it. I'm sure there's just so much more that we could have got out of this, given time to
we could tweak it, smooth things over the rough edges and stuff.
But yeah, no, there's enough insanity in this that it would be an amazing thing to see on screen.
It really would. It really would. Especially if it started out Disney and ends up Sam Raimi. It's just like, I like that.
I mean, again, obviously, I know we said about putting Bruce Forsyth in a film with Ash, but just putting Angela Lansbury in a film with Ash is just fantastic. How can you go wrong? I must admit, I wasn't sure whether we would lose Professor Brown somewhere along the way.
I kind of figured we would, but it didn't.
No,
it all flowed.
I suppose the thing with him as well is, he says he's a coward, but he is ultimately kind of quite confident in himself, and he's righter than right. And also we got to possess one of the kids. So
yeah, I think we did all of the things that we could do with it.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect balance between a Sam Raimi film and a Disney film. It's that point in the middle where they both meet.
Unlike Mom.
Oh.
Okay, so that's a nice and easy one from us. We are both a yes for this one, and now, as always, it's over to you guys at home. So please have a look over this again. Go back and have a look at the pitch meeting if you need to as well, and then cast your votes on all the usual places. So it will be on our community tab, it will be on our pin post on the Zadram Twitter page, and it will also be on our story on Instagram for the next 24 hours as well. I'll keep the polls running on the community tab and on Twitter for as long as I can. What's as long as I can? I'll keep them running till, so let's say next Wednesday, midday next Wednesday. We'll stop counting the votes then, and of course at the pitch meeting at the beginning of next month, we will announce whether or not Bedknobs and Boomsticks is a maybe movie or not.
So please, let us know what you think. Fill us in. Keep this story moving.
And pink fucks to all.
Beer.
Until next time, thanks for stopping by, and we will see you back here again at the beginning of May. Until then, look after yourselves and each other. Take care.
As always, guys, TTFN.
Hail to the king, baby.
Ba 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 ba.